One nation under blackmail. Military operations that expose the blackmail ring that controls DC, controls senators, Congress. Now, as you know that they went after Matt Gaetz. Gaetz removed himself from Congress. But here's the real backstory. Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. This is a mole hunt. They're hunting the spies inside the Department of Justice. This is all being documented. Now the white hats underneath Trump in the military are documenting the whole process of who's behind this Matt Gaetz, this extortion ring, the blackmail ring. And here's what's known so far right now. It's all a honeypot. Blackmail operations to control Congress, Senate, different leaders around the United States. And these operations are coming from the Department of Justice. And you'll never guess who's behind all of these operations. You know, the extortion, they were trying to extort Matt Gaetz' father, Matt Gaetz, for $25 million. And they were trying to use a backstory to say it's for Robert Levinston, you know, who's in Iran, and they want to get him freed. But the whole thing is just a psyops. It's just a side story. And the people who are doing the extortion, David McGee and Bob Kent, you know, they're working for the same law firm, and their client is for the Robert Levinston family. And like I told you, Robert Levinston was a CIA agent, and he ended up in Iran. Then he got captured, and people were trying to free him. But there's a huge another story behind that too. People said he got killed. The Clintons gave up on him. But there's other operations that say that he was a triple agent, and now he's inside hiding, but he's still alive. But the idea is they were using this Robert Levinston story, saying that they want $25 million from the Matt Gaetz family, so they won't expose that he was having sex with a 17-year-old. But what happened really was that she was an 18-year-old girl, but she had her identification card from Florida said she was 17. And the person who created this fake identification card for her, his name was Joe Greenberg, and he was a tax collector from Florida. And he had all the power to get her fake identification. But this guy has a long list of felonies, 33 felonies, including sex trafficking, ID theft, and impersonating a police officer, real estate scams, wire fraud. He was even defrauding the United States government. And at the same time, he was providing young girls to parties, and he's connected to the Democratic Party. So this guy, Joe Greenberg, was running a side scam, you know, hustling these young girls. And this is how he met Matt Gaetz. And they used Matt Gaetz inside a honeypot scam. Now, these operations is turning into a mole hunt because they want to know how the people that call Matt Gaetz' father, they want to know how he got the information that he was being investigated by the Department of Justice, because nobody should have known about this. So that means somebody knew that there was some charges that were being pushed. There was some investigations that happened. Now all of this has been tracked. The people that called Matt Gaetz' family, who did all the extortion, and this goes back to David McGee and Bob Kent. And they're the same people running that are connected to a law firm, and their clients was Robert Levinston, like I said earlier. But these operations of David McGee and Kent, now behind the scenes, they're connecting this back to the moles inside the Department of Justice, inside the CIA, the spies, and who's caught behind the treason, who's pulling all this military coup, who's pulling these treason and who's doing all of these bomb threats, these bomb threats against Donald Trump's cabinet members, who's threatening them, who's doing the blackmail operations silently, and this huge, gigantic honeypot operations that's being run by the CIA, being run by the three-letter agencies. It's connecting all the way back to Mike Pompeo and John Bolton. And this is how far everything is getting behind the scenes. It's connecting directly to Mike Pompeo. From the inside sources saying that this is connecting over to Victoria Nuland and her husband Robin Keegan, who created Project for a New America Century. And New American Century, this project are the same people, military operations, that created the virus, the certain virus that attacks the Slavic people, Native Americans, Mexicans, Black people. So this certain virus that was used was part of the COVID-19. And this goes back to the neocons of Victoria Nuland and why they're creating the wars, of why they're running the military industrial complex system, helping there, and then also the world military industrial complex system. And all of these people, the neocons, are scared that Trump is coming. So they're trying to pull these blackmail operations, these honeypot operations, these bomb threat operations, and they're trying to keep Donald Trump's cabinet from coming into power, because Trump's going to stop the war. Trump's going to expose the military industrial complex system, the world military industrial complex system. And these people are all in trouble. The neocons, a lot of agencies, the CIA. Now everything is leading back directly to CIA, Pompeo. But I had said 2 years ago that Pompeo was intentionally planted. He's a triple agent. He's playing all sides. When he gets caught, part of this investigation is going to keep exploding. This Matt Gaetz story is going to blow up once Trump comes into office. Then this is going to go into hearings. Then the Department of Justice is going to investigate this. Then they're going to start bringing out everything about this honeypot program and these blackmail operations, of someone who was going to be one of the highest leaders inside the United States administration, who was going to be Matt Gaetz. Now this is going to explain treason, of how he was actually taken out, of actually how he was removed. And this is going to lead to a military coup. This is going to lead to Epstein, the military intelligence agencies that are running the operations with CIA, working with Mossad, MI6. And these are the same people who are creating the wars, who push the pandemic, who are covering up all the viruses, and some of the virus that was released, like I said, that's connected to the New American Century projects, this project. So this is huge. This is massive. This is a mole hunt. It's a spy hunt, and it's connecting to the CIA, Department of Justice. So this is what's happening behind the scenes. All of this stuff with Trump, with Matt Gaetz, all of this stuff is all connected, that it's a mole hunt, and Trump is intentionally setting a trap. He already set the trap when he placed Matt Gaetz. Now behind the scenes, there's a bunch of people who are going to get ready to do indictments when Trump gets elected. And this is going to be a huge story that's going to connect to a bigger military coup, but it's also going to connect to the Epstein operations. These are honeypot operations. So these are military operations that's going to expose the blackmail operations in the United States that's controlling Congress, the Senate, the leaders. And all of this is going to connect to Epstein. It's going to connect to P. Diddy. And this is going to connect to the pedo ring up in Canada. And this is going to connect back to Argentina. Right now, there are already huge investigation indictments that's taking place down in Argentina. That's connected to the World Soccer, the World Football League. This is connected to human trafficking. It is all connected to the missing children in the United States. These are huge, massive operations. You're actually watching the storm unfold, and all of these have to go into records. It has to be done by the books. Everything has to be written down, and everything has to take the legal course. Trump is taking the legal course of action, letting everything being exposed. Now everything is going to be recorded, and all of these have to go into different kind of records around the world. But right now, there's a huge operations going down in Argentina that's going to expose a huge federation that's controlling these sex operation rings with children, and then it connects to Canada, then it connects back to Europe. So you're watching honeypot operations being exposed. You're watching the storm unfold in real time, all the legal preparations. You're watching all the military operations that is setting all of these traps. Matt Gaetz was set. Those are traps. These are going to involve indictments. That's going to lead to the Central Intelligence Agencies, and this is going to connect to Argentina, connect to Canada. You're watching a storm of different countries working together to bring down these blackmail operation rings that is global, worldwide. Trump is negotiating with the whole world to clean the world. This is the plan to save the world. This is connected to a military coup over the United States, the deep state, the cabal that control human trafficking, that control the United States under blackmail operations that's connected to the elites, to globalists. That's why Trump's administration is going to go after the globalists. They're going after Davos. They're going after World Economic Forum. They're going after the Rockefellers who created all of these operations. They're also connected to Microsoft, connected to Bill Gates. You're watching a massive plan unfold right before you.